Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm back with another video on PyCharms actually. So as we have discussed earlier, we are going to actually install PyCharm on our machines and actually configure it for our applications. So first thing first, you have to download PyCharm from jetbrains.com, and you have to download the PyCharm according to your operating system. It could be Linux, it could be Mac, or it could be Windows. Configuration, however, is same, but installation process is different. So like in Mac, you have to actually download the DMG file and drag and drop into your applications folder. Now, once you have installed the PyCharm, what you have to do is you have to do some configurations. So in order to do the configurations, we have to go here. If you see, this is called configuration. First you have to go to preferences and see what changes in preferences you might like, right? So what I will do is I will just see why preferences is taking actually because my machine is having a bit of load today, so it's taking some time. So in appearances, what you have to do is basically choose your favorite theme. So like in my case, I just choose this one, Dracula. It actually keeps it actually is sober to my eyes when even if I'm doing night or day work. So it's most like a dark mode, so it does work with me. And you can also choose out of it, right? So that's up to you. It's all about preferences. Now we will just directly jump to the main thing that we want, right? So first we go to not system settings, we will go to path variables. So here are the path variables which you might need to use, right? Like if you want to have path variables for an application, right? Any application which actually communicates with a PyCharm, or any plugin that might you are downloading, externally, or you are using externally, so you can do that. Now you can just add over here, put the name of the variable. You have to put a variable actually, and then you have to put a value. You have to actually search for the file or the executable, and then put it over here. Now next is key map. So key map is pretty important if you want to have some custom key map. You can just go ahead and do it. If you want to have a VS Code like of sort of key map, I will actually see into it and provide configure my home application like that, so you are comfortable in using PyCharm, same as VS Code. But the options in PyCharm are more than even VS Code, so you can do that, right? You can actually customize it your way. So like in this, I have caret, add or remove caret. So just shift and the option, and then basically button one click. So button one is mouse left, and mouse right is button two, right? Now this is all about key maps. I don't want to do much of it on the key maps. So now what I will do, I will just directly jump to editor, and in general we have a lot of things to actually discuss about. So if you actually want to change anything from the general page, right? So if you want to have MD and all this, so I don't want to actually do that, because it's okay to have it the way you want. But if you want to have there's a lot of markdown data in your file. Like sometimes what happens, you create a readme that's too big to read or too big to load or something like that. You can just wrap it up, right? And then font is okay. This we will keep it default and use the original lines in that form. So wrapped for fragments, that's okay. Just leave it as it is, right? And virtual space after the end live inside tabs, so it's not needed, because we just want to go for how it is right now. So caret movement, right? Jump to the current word boundaries, it's by chart default. There are a lot of things like always jump to the start, right? It's Windows default, but this is actually pretty good option. So now we will go to this scrolling, enable smooth scrolling. That's okay, and that's okay, right? Everything is pretty fine, I think. Yes, all good. And this is auto import. Then we have appearances. So appearances is how you want it to look like. Caret blinking, use block caret. That's okay. I will just use that as default because I like the way it is right now. And then indent on this, right? And then breadcrumbs. I want breadcrumbs for everything, so I want it actually top, because on top I can, it is basically is looking, I mean, it is in your view, so you don't want to go down and then wait for it. So I think I'll just switch I will zoom this up a bit so you might need to see it, right? I will just minimize it a little, so this should pretty work, right? Okay, so I guess this is how it looks. Let me quickly make it a bit smaller, maybe 15, and change the font a bit also. So I will change the font a bit because this is very big, so I will just change the font to somewhat easy, but as I said, I do like what it is right now. So and then okay, so this does make sense, right? So now that we have this, I hope we are good, right? So I'm using Droid Sense Mono now. Okay. Now, now where we were in editor in general, I guess. So this is appearance where we were. So breadcrumbs, I always prefer it on the top, and then code completion is basically if I want to match case with particular letters, so I just keep it first letter, so just it will give me something. Okay, yeah, this should be the code that I want, right? And sort suggestion alphabetically, so this is okay, this is pretty much okay. Machine learning assistance completion, so writing completion suggestion based on machine learning, it's okay. I will just keep it Python. We are not going to do any machine learning projects in this one. Then code folding, it's okay. Document comments, I do want. Method bodies, I don't want. Custom folding regions, no, I don't want. Now this is something I do really see most of the time, so I will just use it as like this, because long string literals, I just want it to be folded, because it might give you a problem. It's too much space and you have to do scroll right, scroll left, and then see, in case you have a small screen. Now code folding is done. And console, use soft traps in console, I will do that. And override console buffer, no, I don't want to do that. It's thank you, it's done. CSV, TSPV, so just let me leave it because it's none of our use right now. And then editor tabs, placement is on top, pretty perfect. Mark modified, so I just want to do that because it is actually ease of use to actually see, right? Now close button position is close, right? Yeah, better. Now gutter position is something, if I want to see gutter on the left, so that will show over here on the gutter, so it's okay. We will leave it as it is. Post fix completion. Post fix completion is basically if there is if you have completed something, it will just land if express like this, check if completion is this, so you can check out what you want, what you don't want. I'm okay with that, how it is looking, and you can just go ahead for that, right? I just want it with Python, so yeah, pretty much good. Smart keys, smart keys are okay, HTML, CSS, and JSON, so whatever have it. So I just want to actually keep HTML, CSS. Insert closing tags, because I almost always forget the closing tags, so this is pretty much good. So it will just happen to be auto close all the tags and simultaneous tag closing. It is actually power of Emmet that is included into this, into our beautiful PyCharm. And then insert missing comma and enter, so this is also good. YAML, we are not going to use YAML a lot, but yes, I might do some to actually deal with YAML. And then in Python, insert type placeholders in the document comment stub. Yes, that's what I want. So if I want to have something, if I want, I'm putting some document comment, and I do want to have the placeholders over there, I would like it, right? Now code editing, and then code editing is match brace, the highlight on create movement, and the current scope. That is what I want, because I just want to know where I am right now, in which scope I am, right? So that's it. Now refactoring, yes, in the editor I do want to have the refactoring enabled. And error highlighting, yes, I do need the stripe marks for 2 pixel. And auto reparse delay 300 milliseconds, yes please. And then next error action goes through. So this is highest priority. Actually I want all problems, because I don't because let's think like that, we don't know anything where the problem coming from, so that's what will help us. So quick documents on mouse move, yeah, it's okay. If you're a beginner, you have to do that. Even if you are experienced, people use that. Now there's a font thing, so I don't like it. I like Droid Sans. As I said, I can use Noteworthy, but Droid Sans just makes sense for me. Droid Sans makes sense for me. Okay, so I will just use it with this too, and I just want the line spaces to be dot 2, dot 5 basically. Actually, I want it dot 5, right? So that is what we do, right? And I think fallback font should be nothing. I don't want any fallback font because I do have all the fonts. Now color scheme, Dracula, no thanks. I don't want to go through all the current this scheme again. You can just go through it and see what you like and what you don't like. Now code style is, we will going to use Python, and just let's wait for the code style to come up. And what we want is tabs and indents, right? So I have tabs and indents in this way: use tab character and smart tabs, right? So this will help me to actually put the indent the way. Keep indents on empty lines. This is not something I want, right? So now I will, so this is okay. So you can actually choose if you want in project, but I want to do in whole IDE. So before parentheses, method declaration parentheses, right? So like this, you see, this is method declaration, so this will show like this. And if I will do like this, it will just give me a space. I don't want that. Now method call parentheses, how it will do, if you are doing any calls, it will just give me like this. No, not at all needed. And even left bracket, no, I don't want it either. Around operators and all, so within brackets, it will just see okay, this is within brackets. It's actually diverting, and actually not diverting, it's distracting, so I won't use within. And then this is before comma and after comma. No, this is not needed. And for after comma, it is okay to have, because you might get this wander off, like where it should be, where I am and where this ends, comma ends or anything. No, that is perfectly fine. So I just, for me, for my personal preference is using after comma, so this does work perfectly fine. And wrapping and braces, okay, so and wrapping and braces actually hard wrap at 120, right? So this is the like, so if I have 120, then it will do. So I will do something like that, 87 on hard wrap. So this is like, if I do, it's like 87. This is basically, I think this is autopep standard, you can use the 87, but I choose 75 because 75 is good for wrapping. So this is how it will wrap over here like this. And wrap on typing, no. Visual guides, none. So I don't want visual guides. And then keep, it is just for wrapping and braces, right? And keep when formatting, right, line breaks. Ensure right margin is not exceeded. So right margin is not exceeded. This is something is good to have, but it might actually make your code very skinny, shrinky. So that's not needed, so it's all good. Now method declaration parameters, let's keep it all in the same way. So new line after this and new line after this. No, I don't want this, right? just I will keep it like that. Now blank lines, and blank lines is in declaration how many blank lines you need. So in my case, like it's one, and then in code it's one. It's pretty much good. So I'm okay with the defaults. Now imports, sort import statements, port names in from statements. So I do want to do that, because if I want to know like where my imports are, and if I see another file where imports are, lined up unsorted, it would kick my OCD, like why it's like this. So now sort cases intensively, insensitively, no, it does not make sense to me. And the structure of from imports, right? So I would like to do this. Why? Because I want to see, okay, this is actually much cleaner way to actually do join imports from same source. Now dictionary alignment, align on value, you can do like this, right? And this actually is very cleaner. And align on colon will be actually, it allows. No, I want to allow do like this, because I want to align it like this way. Now method call arguments, no, pretty much okay with that. Now CSV TSPV, you can actually check how you want to do it. So it's pretty much okay. Inspections, um, basically inspections are, what I can say, you can, it's like, if I go to build out, and this inspection highlights unresolved build outs, right? This is like this. So let's not do this, we just leave it, right? What sort of inspection you want. Then file codings, file coding templates. If you want to have a template here, you can just put your own template, like Python script template if you want. If you want to have unit test template, which is already there. If you want to have setup script, you can do this, right? And file encodings, this is not used. Why? Okay, file encoding is UTF-8 by default, so I will use by default, and it's good to have. Live templates, so there's live templates, comp d, comp si, like generation. So you can do this comp d, it'll just show you the the templates, whatever you want. If you want to have main template, just type main, it will show you. Props setter and getter, it will give you that. And then props d, setter, getter, deleter, it will give you this. And super, if you want to have a super call here. Okay. And then shell scripts, if you want to have any shell scripts, you can do that. And then this is CD data, right? Sound with data, C data sections, so it's okay, not an issue. File types. Now if you want to have any file types that you want to have patterns on, so you can do that. It's pretty fine, just leave it as it is. Copyright profiles, if you want to have any copyright added, you can do copyright profiles over here. Here, why not? I'm not sure why it's adding. It says in is still noteworthy, so I'm okay with it. Right, so now that's it. And what formatting? So formatting is still okay. So for formatting is like use block comment, this comment type, borders, it's okay. I'm just let's leave it like this. Formatting is not a problem at all. In Python, you might want to see this way, use the custom formatting options. So we have already done in earlier version, other options. So that is how you do. And relative location, so this is how comment type, use line comment, use block comment, so like this, right? But line comment is, so this is better when you're using just one comment, so it's okay. Now shell scripts and all, I do use shell scripts a lot, so that's perfectly fine for me. If you want to not to use, it's okay, it's still okay, right? So now Emmet is basically auto completion tool, so it will auto complete everything that you have here. You don't have to actually add a different plugin, it is already inbuilt into PyCharm, so it's pretty good. Now intentions are whenever you want to show something, like here it's flashing, right? So if it's flashing rectangle, okay, show the places where intention is applicable, right? So it will show it like the intentions. So intentions are basically like, if there is any there is help, it's sort of help thing, like it will say, okay, this is something, this should not be like this should be like this, or you can also use this, right? So it's more or less like this, or more or less like example. And also, if you don't if you think it's not very easy for you to understand, you can just use it or disable it if you want. So if you don't want for CSV, you can just disable it and do it the way you want. So like I want it for regex and all, so it will just I will just keep it as it is. It helps, right? So spellings are okay. Text made bundles, let it be. So I don't want to make any changes. Vim simulation is there, but I don't use Vim simulation here. I use in the command prompt or terminal. Now in plugins, we have this install. I have installed CSV plugin myself, so it's okay. I've also installed what is called env file support, which is not needed, but we will see how to do that later down the line, right? And there's one more thing I have done is markdown. So if you just see here as markdown, so I have installed this thing called markdown. It actually gives me ability to actually write to-dos and do all the markdowns over here, so helps me in writing MDs, right? So this is, if you go to install tab, you will see this. It does have update, so I will, and yeah, over here you can see what updates are available. So I don't want this one, so I'll just remove it. I don't want to restart ID right now. So yeah, this is good. You actually have understood, you actually seen it how to do that, right? Now version control is something I am going to discuss a bit more in depth. So here is background commits. If you want to do any background operations, I don't want to do any update from VCES in background. I don't want to do this at all, because see, this might create a problem, like if you don't want to do something and it already updates found right away, and if you have incomplete file and it auto updates, it will give you a problem, right? And we will just leave it as it is. Confirmation, show options before yes. So I will just use it, right? We don't want to show options, and then show options after removing. Yes, this is unclear read only, right? File status colors are here. You can just read through it, right? You can change if you want, merge with conflicts. If you want not, if you don't want this to be here, you can actually change, right? You can do something merge with conflicts, something like, you can choose. Okay, it's better to do this way. What I do basically, I actually use a different color for merge with conflicts. I use something which is not very likely to have the purple color, or something darker than that. So if I do this, it will like merge with conflict. So I will just put it default. I'll just put defaults, right? So you can change it. Now issue navigation, so there is issue navigation thing. So if you want to have issue navigation added, like if you want to have Jira pattern over here, if you have utrack pattern, and there is already issue task regular expressions, whatever regular expression is, issue link replacement expression, so you have to have issues tracked over here. So this is good, right? You can have so okay, let's just add it, right? Link issue. Okay, so I will just add it. So this is the way it will actually look for the issue, right? Now shelf is not needed. Gate is, I do have gate, so if I have to have gate, just it actually took it automatically. So if I want to check, it will actually see this. And then let's keep it default, commit automatically on cherry pick. I don't want this. Add the cherry picked from hash. Warn if CRLF line separators. Yes, that's there. One when committing in detached head or during release, right? This is I need it. And explicitly check for incoming commits on remote. Yes, I need it. GitHub, I will add GitHub account later. I will have Mercurial. No, I don't need to do it. And I'm not touching Subversion, because basically I don't like it, and it's all about preference. I prefer GitHub or GitLab. I don't use Subversion. So now let's jump into Python interpreter. So right now I don't have any specification on Python interpreter, but this is universal Python interpreter. So in my case it's 3.7, because that's how I am pulling it up. Okay, Now that is done. So these are the versions that I have. It actually updates all the time. I have Udemy DL also, like VL, pip, and I think Udemy DL is there. There's a lot of the lot of external application that external libraries that I use. We will see more libraries here, right? And depending on what you use, here you can choose, right? And then build an execution. We will leave it as it is. However, the debugger part is something I need to focus on. uh, Show debug on window on breakpoint. If you add a breakpoint, it will show here. Now click with remove breakpoint is left mouse, it's okay. And the built-in server is this. Can accept external conditional connections if have, right? This is basically simpler. Sorry, and this data views will leave it as it is, and stepping we will leave it as it is, right? Now Python developer, Python debugger, attach subprocess, yes, 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 and I think that's it. Yes. So I hope you guys did like and enjoyed the videos. If you do, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you have any questions or queries, feel free to put down in your comment in the comment box. I will definitely answer those. And if you have any suggestions, do let me know. I will see you next time. Till then, goodbye. Take care.